हेलो, राधे राधे भाई। हेलो हेलो हेलो।
हेलो हेलो।
राधे राधे भाई।
राधे राधे भाई। हेलो, अरे ग्रुप खोला है व्हाट्सएप किसी ने, तो लिंक भेज दो
जय
ना।
श्री राम ब्रो।
लिंक डाल दो ना उधर।
क्या बोल रहे हो?
यार ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ,
व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप,
राधे राधे बोला, मैं कहा जय
व्हाट्सएप
श्री
ग्रुप की
राम।
लिंक डाल दो ना उधर।
जय श्री राम भाई। व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप का लिंक यार किधर से मिलता है, मेरे को ये बताओ तुम।
कौन सा ग्रुप ज्वाइन किया मुझे भी बताओ यार।
मेरे पे 2 ग्रुप हैं, बताओ किधर से निकलता है लिंक, मेरे को पता नहीं है।
ग्रुप में जाने का व्हाट्सएप किसी,
ग्रुप में चला गया,
अपना जो
बताओ।
न्यूटन स्कूल में। हाँ।
खोल दिया, हाँ।
एडमिन कौन है उधर?
उधर एडमिन है सौरभ।
सौरभ भाई अभी नहीं क्या क्लास में?
कौन सा औरब?
सौरभ सुभाष यादव करके, जो लीडर बोर्ड में 4th नंबर पे है ना, वो।
अरे भाई मैं नहीं हूँ उसमें,
अच्छा, तुम कौन से वाले में हो? अनिक मिश्रा वाले में हो?
किसी ग्रुप में नहीं अभी।
जो भी
किसी
होगा
भी में
ग्रुप
नहीं
उसका लिंक भेज दो।
अरे
ग्रुप
यार
एडमिन
उसमें
भेज,
एक
ग्रुप
एक
एडमिन ही भेजेगा ना लिंक तो शायद।
अरे भाई।
अरे भाई थोड़ा स्लो बोलो यार, कान के
आराम
पर्दे,
से
कान
भाई, आराम से।
कान
फट गया, फट गया।
कान के पर्दे फाड़ डालोगे।
हेलो, अब आ रहा है आवाज?
हाँ बारी,
हाँ
थोड़ी
हाँ,
स्लो, थोड़ा बट स्लो बोलो।
चलो।
ओके ओके। अरे भाई, मैं बोल रहा था वो नाइट वाला क्वेश्चन बना क्या, मतलब सबको?
नहीं बना भाई, नहीं
के
बना।
के नाइट मतलब कौन सा?
अरे वो हॉर्स
नाइट
वाला
वो
यार,
नहीं बना,
घोड़े
हमारा
वाला,
भी नहीं।
हाँ बन गया।
2.5 वाला।
हाँ हो गया हो गया।
बन गया क्या वो?
हम्म।
उसके पीछे का
भाई
लॉजिक ही नहीं
भेजना
समझ रहा यार,
पड़ेगा।
स्ट्रक्चर ही नहीं समझ रहा है।
लॉजिक देखना, एक तुम पहले क्या करो, बेटर है तुम एक चेस का गेम डाउनलोड करो, उसमें एनालाइज करो कौन सा मूव करेंगे, कितना मूव होगा, वही उसमें करना है। मुझे भी नहीं समझ में आ रहा था, मैंने चेस डाउनलोड किया, उसमें समझा, फिर इम्प्लीमेंट किया तो समझ आ गया।
अरे भाई मैं लॉजिक समझ गया, पर मेरे को कोड नहीं लिखा जा रहा यार। उसमें मूव्स ही तो बताने हैं ना, कि अगर इस
हाँ
यहाँ पे है
काउंट
तो कितना पोजीशन चलेगा, कितना चलेगा, ऐसे
काउंट
पता
करना
है
है।
मेरे को।
हाँ काउंट करना है, इस मूव पे होगा तो कितना करेगा, कितना वो मूव
हाँ,
करेगा, बस इतना ही बताना है। ताकि मोड़ो ना।
पर मेरा वैसे समझ में नहीं आ रहा यार, क्योंकि अभी हम एक तो CS बैकग्राउंड से नहीं है, ऊपर से डायरेक्ट कोडिंग दूसरे ही चैप्टर से, थोड़ा सा बहुत कठिन पड़ रहा है ना।
हाँ
सीएस से
यार,
नहीं
वो
हो क्या?
नाइट वाला तो मेरे दिमाग के ऊपर से ही निकला।
सीएस से नहीं हो क्या?
नहीं नहीं भाई,
नहीं।
CS से नहीं है ना।
भाई तुम्हें बहुत मेहनत पड़ जाएगी फिर, क्योंकि इस
हाँ
लेवल ये इन्होंने इंट्रोडक्शन ही पढ़ा के डायरेक्ट मेन पे कोडिंग पे ला रहे हैं।
हाँ,
हाँ ना।
यही तो गलती है।
अगर तुम्हें नहीं आती तो फिर थोड़ा दिक्कत होगा, मेहनत ज्यादा करनी पड़ जाएगी।
अच्छा भाई, मैं क्या कह रहा था, जैसे 6 महीने के बाद ये कंपनी हायर करेगी, ठीक है?
6 महीने,
हाँ
3 महीने के बाद मॉक इंटरव्यू स्टार्ट हो जाता है।
अच्छा ठीक है, मान के चलो जैसे हमारा छह
हेलो
महीने
हेलो।
कंप्लीट हो गया, ठीक है? एक
हाँ
मिनट एक मिनट। तो मान के चलो हमको 6 महीने में मतलब पूरा लॉजिक
हम्म।
क्लियर नहीं हुआ, जैसे ये कंप्लीट जो कराया है इन्होंने टॉपिक, वो
हाँ
क्लियर या कवर नहीं हुआ, और हम नहीं चाहते कि अभी हम कंपनी में इंटरव्यू
भाई।
वगैरह दें, हायर करवाएं, तो कुछ है इसका इलाज कि हमको मतलब एक बाद, 2 बाद,
अरे यार,
1 महीने एक्स्ट्रा?
नहीं इन लोगों का ऐसा होता है ना, हर मतलब लेवल चेंज करते रहते हैं, मॉक इंटरव्यू होता है, टेस्ट होता रहता है, अगर टेस्ट अच्छे से गया तो अगर अच्छे लेवल में जाओगे, लेवल जाओगे तो अच्छा मिल जाएगा।
अच्छा पता है ना भाई, बहुत दिक्कत हो रही है यार।
आए थे ऑफर किस किस का आया भाई?
ऐसे साइन कर दिया क्या भाई सबने?
भाई
अभी नहीं किया।
किस किस ने
हम तो
साइन किया
दस,
भाई ऐसे
जब
ऑफर?
तक
दस
जब तक नहीं
10।
करेंगे, जब तक कॉल नहीं आएगी।
हेलो 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 नवीन।
अरे
10
हाँ
कॉल
भाई।
तारीख
नहीं आएगी, इसके लिए तुम्हें ही करना पड़ेगा, कॉल नहीं आएगी बोल रहे हैं।
अरे भाई आएगी, कॉल आएगी। हमारे साथ के
नंबर
बंदे हैं जो जिनको 1 महीना और 3 महीना हुआ, बोले कॉल जरूर आएगी। ऐसा होगा ही नहीं, कॉल नहीं आएगी। और उसमें तुम कुछ भी डाउट पूछ सकते हो, ठीक है? एक वीडियो कॉल होगा और एक उसके बाद वैसा भी कॉल आएगा, मैडम बात करेंगे उस पर।
मैं तो किया आज साइन।
मैं भी कर दिया।
और
मैं
देखो
भी
उस
कर दिया।
अच्छा, साइन बेशक कर दिए, देखो उसमें लिखा भी हुआ है स्लैक पे कि एक डाउट सेशन स्पेशल होगा इसके रिगार्डिंग।
अब देखते हैं भाई, नौकरी तो करना ही है इधर।
ऐसा
नहीं वो
कुछ ऐसा कुछ लिखा नहीं उसमें डाउट सेशन का
अच्छा
कुछ?
अच्छा तुम में से ऐसा कोई है जो नॉन सीएस बैकग्राउंड
ठीक है
से?
भाई। हाँ भाई मैं हूँ।
सागर राधे श्याम, ठीक है भाई। तुम मतलब मेरे को अपना नंबर दे देना यार, एक
तुम्हारा नाम
मतलब
क्या है?
दूसरा ही करेगा। नवीन सिंह। तुम ग्रुप में हो
नवीन
क्या?
सिंह। नहीं ना भाई, कौन सा
ग्रुप में
ग्रुप
हो?
बताओ,
अरे
मतलब लिंक
लिंक
शेयर
लिंक
करो, मैं
भेजो
ज्वाइन
भाई
कर
ग्रुप
लेता
में।
हूँ।
अरे यार मेरे को लिंक शेयर करनी नहीं आती, अगर इसमें वो जुड़ा हुआ होगा तो। अच्छा
सर,
तुम अपना नंबर बताओ। रुको
सौरभ सर आ
हाँ।
जाएंगे तो भेजना,
मेरा
मैं
नंबर लिखो।
4 बार सुनाएंगे सभी लोगों को।
रुको रुको भाई, रुको एक मिनट, नंबर लिखने दो मेरे को सागर भाई का। हेलो बोल
अरे
दो।
70
हूँ मैं
7030
अरे यार
चैट में भेज दो ना।
0030।
चैट में लिख दो भाई।
703056।
अरे भाई तुम उस पे भेजो यार, चैट में
भाई
भेजो।
लिंक भेजो ना यार।
आईएससी
एक
फॉर्म भरा किसी ने भाई?
हाँ भाई मैंने
हाँ
भरा।
हाँ मैंने भी भरा
मैंने भी भर दिया।
क्यों ले रहा है? इससे अच्छा तो तू यूट्यूब से पढ़ ना।
हाँ अरे ऐसे ही कर रहा हूँ, घर से फोन आ रहा है तो दिखाने के लिए।
ये देख, आज 62 है।
हाँ बढ़ रहा है, धीरे धीरे बढ़ रहा है, अभी 56।
अभी आया भी नहीं है बे वो।
हेलो
अरे बोलो तेरे को
हेलो
म्यूट कर दो ना।
अरे म्यूट कर
अरे
दो।
किसको चाहिए उसका लिंक, किसको चाहिए? मेरे
अरे
पास है।
अरे लिंक लिंक भेजो ना उधर।
हेलो नवीन भाई, सेंड कर दिया मैंने चैट पे, देख लेना।
हाँ हाँ देख लिया 7030563276। कहाँ
हाँ
से
मेरे
हो
को
सागर
व्हाट्सएप
भैया?
देखो व्हाट्सएप
भाई कोई
मैसेज डाल दो, मैं
मैकेनिकल
आपको
से
हाय
है
बोल।
इधर?
कहाँ से हो सागर भैया?
मैं गोंदिया महाराष्ट्र।
महाराष्ट्र। सागर।
आप कहाँ से?
आई एम फ्रॉम नियर बाई वृंदावन।
ओह राधे
क्या
राधे
नाम,
भाई।
मथुरा।
या मथुरा। बिल्कुल
एक्चुअली
एग्जैक्ट।
वृंदावन।
वृंदावन।
हाँ।
मैं अयोध्या से हूँ भाई।
हम्म,
भाई कोई मैकेनिकल का बंदा है?
हाँ भाई मैं
भाई
हेलो नवीन भाई,
मुझे क्या
मैसेज डाल
हेल्प
दो ना।
करो। डाल रहा हूँ सागर। भाई न्यूटन मेरा। हाय, भेज दिया भाई।
भाई ये अपनी क्लास के व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप बना है अपनी क्लास
अपनी
का।
क्लास का भी बना पड़ा है। हेलो सौरभ है क्या इसमें कोई? सौरभ भाई है ना उसमें एडमिन? हाँ भाई आ गया सागर भाई मैसेज।
हाँ मैंने भेजा है लिंक, उस पे ज्वाइन हो जाओ। हेलो
अच्छा
हाँ हाँ सौरभ सौरभ अभी मैंने
सौरभ
चेक
नहीं नहीं आप नहीं।
कल वाला असाइनमेंट
सौरभ सौरभ भाई भेज दिया क्या लिंक? हाँ ये रहा ना, कर लो भाई
हाँ, यही
जिसको
वाला।
करना व्हाट्सएप ग्रुप ज्वाइन।
अरे वो
ये
सब
रहा।
बाद में होते रहेगा, पहले ये बताओ कल वाला किसी से हुआ?
क्या भाई?
क्या?
कल का क्या?
मैंने तो भाई कल क्लास ही छोड़ दी थी, मेरे को थोड़ा सा
भाई
तो
क्लास
याद नहीं
छोड़ोगे
आ
तो
रहा।
फिर दिक्कत है ना, क्लास मिस नहीं करनी चाहिए ना, या फिर रिकॉर्डेड देख लिया करो।
हाँ
ये
रिकॉर्डेड
डाउनलोड
देख लिया
करने
ना,
वाली बात
फिर भी
बता रहा है
समझ
क्या?
में नहीं आया, डाउनलोड वाला नहीं हुआ है।
अरे तो उसी को 2
अरे
बार
यार
देखो, हो
सेटअप तो
जाएगा।
सिंपल था, मैं कर लिया हूँ।
भाई मैंने तो यूट्यूब से किया है, यूट्यूब से तो
हाँ
हो
तो
गया मेरा।
ठीक है ना, यूट्यूब से
सिंपल सा
देख के कर
सेटअप था,
लेना,
बस
हो जाएगा।
डाउनलोड करके दोनों को इंस्टॉल किया। मेरा सिंपल सा
चेस वाला
सेटिंग।
किसी ने किया है, चेस वाला?
हाँ हो गया।
चेस्ट
भाई यूट्यूब पे कौन सी चैनल पर कर रहे हो?
भाई
क्या?
स्कूल शायरी देख ले, अपना कॉलेज देख ले।
भाई
अरे
यूट्यूब
वो
पे तो बहुत
इंटे-
सारे हैं, सारे वो फेक
अच्छा
टाइम पास है।
एक मिनट, ये कह
इंटेलिजेंट
रहा
का
हूँ मैं
पूरा
कि
बंदा। अरे सर आ
हेलो
गए।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
गुड इवनिंग सर।
भाई यूट्यूब के चक्कर में मत रहो।
हाय एवरीवन। भाई क्यों ना रहो यूट्यूब के चक्कर में? इतना अच्छा प्लेटफॉर्म है, दैट्स सच अ ग्रेट प्लेटफॉर्म, व्हाई नॉट? एवरीवन गुड इवनिंग। गुड इवनिंग guys, why not use YouTube? Enlighten me as well. Yes Tamir, I'm coming to you. I'm good, thank you Aman. So guys, did you guys make use of yesterday's half an hour? All right, that is great. Naveen was too excited to raise his hand as soon as possible, so let's unmute him. Yes Naveen.
हेलो गुड इवनिंग सर।
Good evening Naveen.
सर
Tell me.
मेरा डाउट सर ये है, मतलब मैं सर एक तो नॉन सीएस बैकग्राउंड से हूँ,
Okay.
ठीक है? तो सर मेरा थोड़ा डिफिकल्टी हो रही है ये सब क्लासेस समझने में। क्या सर आप मेरे को कुछ बता सकते हैं कि और कहाँ से कर सकता हूँ मैं तैयारी वगैरह इसकी?
नवीन देखो, आप एक
यार
इंस्ट्रक्टर से पूछ रहे हो कि मेरे को आपकी क्लास में दिक्कत हो रही है समझने
नहीं
में।
सर आप सर मतलब
Okay, I understand you.
यस सर
I know that this is not simple, and
यस
especially
सर
who have their complete basis from a different background. I know this is difficult. So Naveen, आप कहीं से भी
Yes,
तैयारी
sir.
करो, okay? From wherever you study, from wherever you're coping up, one thing you have to go slow, okay? Now,
Okay, sir.
to which I want to contribute the most, okay? So,
Yeah, sir.
and the best platform is if someone is explaining, okay? You can go over YouTube, you can go over Geeks for Geeks, you can go over coding website, you can do anything. But I guess the most speedy approach is if someone is telling you, like we used to prepare for exams, right, in our college. Now, so all I
Okay.
suggest you is we are moving very slow. If you need to keep up with the pace of the class. Okay, after the class, just revise everything. Okay, obviously you have to
Okay.
do a little more hard work as compared to a person in CS background. Okay, but if I say that आपकी उससे बहुत ज़्यादा मेहनत होगी, नहीं, that's not the case. Okay, because computers is
Okay.
that anyone can enter. I still see people who are 10 years into some other industry and they're coming into computers industry. All right, so
Yeah.
that's the case. So what you need to do is make sure that you revise everything that's being discussed in the class. You revise everything, not that you just attend the class. And after that,
Okay.
moreover, whatever has been given as a homework or whatever has been coded, you do it yourself.
Okay, sir.
Okay, that is the
Okay, sir.
only way you are going to get comfortable with coding, and that's it. Okay, I don't think there's any other way.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
And for my contribution in this, I mean, if I go fast, you can let me know anytime. I know for last Friday we did go fast, but I guess we covered that in a very small pace, very slow pace in last 2 or 3 lectures, right? Guys, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes. Okay, sir. ठीक. Thank you, sir.
सर बारिश हो रही है आपके आपके यहाँ वहाँ या नहीं वहाँ okay okay no, it's not raining right now, but I wish it rains a little. I've not been outside my home for roaming around since past 4 or 5 days. Just there was weekend. This week has been pretty tough. Saurabh, क्या बताऊं? Guys, first of all, tell me, I'm getting this question every day now. यार DSA से आपको मतलब क्या है? What do you mean by Saurabh? Can you please raise your hand? Let's clear everyone's doubt. I've asked you to unmute. Let's clear everyone. What's the meaning? What's the expectations for them? Saurabh,
डीएसए का मतलब अभी आगे क्या आने वाला है बताओ ना जरा एक बार.
what you actually want to know? What is DSA? Saurabh, I'm talking to you. I've just सिर्फ आपकी सुनने के लिए नहीं आपको
नो सर डीएसए तो पता है क्या होता है बट उसके अंदर का सर जैसे स्टैक क्यू वगैरह तो इसमें क्या क्या कवर होगा वो सब मतलब वो सब जानना है.
Like guys, these are just a list of topics that I'm going to tell you, but do not get hyper on this one कि हमें आता नहीं, because I'm going to teach you everything from the basic. Guys, DSA first of all includes the basic coding that we are doing right now. After that, there are arrays, there are linked lists, there are collections, there are trees, there are graphs, there is stacks, there is queues, there is heaps, there is BSTs. See, there are n number of topics. Okay, it's a never-ending subject. Okay, yes, these are all DSA's topic. Wait, what I can project, I guess it does takes around, if you're doing from the beginning and along with the coding, how to code. So this, I guess, does take around 3 to 4 months. If you do it in a normal pace, okay, like we are doing right now, with a complete understanding in the beginning, it does take 3 or 4 months. I guess it should take as well. Okay. Yes, Mara.
हेलो सर.
Yes.
सर एक्चुअली जो डाउट सेशन हुआ था ना उसमें बताया था कि डीएसए से ही ज्यादा इंटरव्यू वगैरह में क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं, इसीलिए सब लोग डीएसए के बारे में ज्यादा जानना चाहते हैं.
Yes, I know. Like for example, if I tell you that this is a convention in every company, okay? Because guys, I'll just let you know, because DSA is going to test your thinking skills as well as coding skills, okay, as well as analytical skills. So DSA covers a lot of things that are to be projected in, yes, problem solving as well. So DSA is going to like cover a lot of things. So that's why majority of the companies, if you're strong in DSA, probably you are going to crack the interview. Okay.
Okay.
There is theory as well. Obviously, there is some theory as well. You need basic understanding of the theory. We'll discuss it someday. So, but once we have a base in DSA, right, in coding at least we know how to code. Okay. Yes, Peter.
Sir, yesterday I actually installed IntelliJ, but I don't know how to use it because I opened and then all of a sudden I just get there's a blank screen. I don't know where to code or nothing.
I agree, Peter. Watch some videos on YouTube. You're going to be a developer. Do some hacks, do some experiments.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean I actually tried to click on everything, but then nothing's happening.
YouTube, Peter.
Okay, fine, sir.
Right? This is a gray area for me as well, that you're telling me कि sir blank screen आ गया, मैं क्या करूं? Now I don't know which kind of blank screen, what I have clicked, what is the exact state. You can share the image with me, but that is going to be one-on-one resolution, right?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Guys, one foremost suggestion to everyone, guys, do more and more experiments, do more and more things, little changes, little tweaks. For example, just telling you what you can do right now. Guys, we generally get, while I'm coding, we generally get questions like, कि sir यहाँ पे int है, यहाँ पे string लिख सकता हूँ, right? We do get these questions a lot during our class, right? Right? Now, guys, that can be done practically by you as well before asking me. Just copy. You're going to get the code. You can just copy paste or write your own code and change integer to string or whatever, make the required changes. You can do that, right? Like you're asking me कि सर यहाँ पे integer की जगह string लिख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे ये लिख सकते हैं, यहाँ पे ये लिख सकते हैं क्या? It can be done or not. Very simple. But just there's a comfort zone that मैं पूछूंगा जल्दी पता चल जाएगा. Right? That's the case. But guys, trust me, if I'm just telling you, you do not get a very, basically you are confined into a very small space. But I am going to answer you in the beginning, but after that, after a while, I'm going to tell you that do it yourself. Okay. And in that, if you get confused, I'm going to help you in that. I prefer that approach the most. Even I try to do that as much as possible, but I know it gets a comfort zone that पूछ के देख लो, जल्दी पता लग जाएगा. Okay. So, but I suggest you that this is very beginning for you guys. If you develop that approach, that's going to work best for you. All right. Just a session, guys. I know this gets a little tough and takes a little more time, but guys, right now we have time to study, right? This is going to be our whole life ahead. Okay. Heather, you probably need to check on Google or Stack Overflow for that. All right. Okay. So let's start with the lecture. So it's thoda engineer, a lot of people are engineer here, right? A lot of people are. I know that there could be some people who are not engineers as well, but just referring to engineers. Guys, you know that what engineers do, right? Even in your stream, you have to do experiments, right? A lot of experiments. ये try करके देखते हैं, कुछ भी चल गया, whatever works us, right? First you have to make things work. Then you have to look towards like improving it, right? That's the process. Okay, Amisha, you're not from there, but just letting you know what engineers generally do is they anyhow make things work. Anyhow, we just want the things to work first and then we improve that. Okay, I guess this is one universal truth for engineers. So I'm just asking everyone to follow that approach. Okay. Probably everyone is going to realize this once you're down the career lane, but I hope you remember me by then. All right, so guys, let's start. Everyone, okay. Now guys, I know we have not done any in-class assignment for functions and loops, okay? We have not done any in-class assignment for this one. I'm well aware of this. Okay. But guys, these topics are some topics that are going to be used very frequently in every topic. Okay. So we are going to do the in-class assignments for the other topics and cover these. All right. These are going to be like every day's job. Basically conditions, loops, and functions. These are everyday job. These are going to be everyday job now. All right. So we'll cover up and we'll get the pace back. Okay. But I've raised a concern to the Newton team that we have not got the assignments for those. So they'll soon release that. Okay. Okay. What do you mean by pattern question? Vivek, if this does the post-class assignment, we'll have to ask that in mentor session. Clear, guys? Let's do the next topic. So today's topic is arrays. We are going to start with arrays. All right. From here, you can say that DSA starts a little bit. This is the first step to DSA. All right. Basically, even till now, even right now, we'll be throughout the course, guys, we'll be learning how to code. That is fine. But guys, right now, you know the basic coding. Okay. You know conditions, how to write conditions, how to make, first of all, you know how to write basic code that includes the conditions, that includes loops, that includes functions. Okay. And how to take the input output. Okay. How to take the input, how to print the output, and how to code basically. You have an idea about all these points that I just said? Maybe you're not proficient, I agree on that, but you have an idea, right? Or is there any term that you are not even aware of? All right, that works out. Great. So guys, now we are going to talk about arrays, and specifically we are going to talk about 1D arrays. Okay, I'll tell you what is this. Firstly, let's talk about what is arrays. What is arrays? Okay. Now, guys, do you generally see a lot of times you have a collection of similar data, like for example, in your whatever you say, in your classrooms, for example, when you used to go to school, in your classrooms, you used to have collection of tables and chairs. Connecting to real life, guys. So in hotel, when you go to a hotel, there's a collection. Basically, there's n number of rooms, I can say. I'm telling you rooms, n number of rooms. I'm not including lobby or anything, any banquet area. And there are a lot of things. For example, medicine boxes. For example, there's a pack of medicines. There's a packet of medicines. It has a lot of medicines inside. Those are also again medicines of same type. Tell me if I'm correct. Right? So guys, a lot of times you require a grouping of data, right? Don't you? Let's say you require a grouping of data, isn't it? In real life as well, right? For example, if you need to say that you are that you are creating a building and it has a lot of rooms. Okay. So basically, if you need to mention all those rooms in a collective manner, you'll be saying it as a hotel, right? Or outside the hotel also, you will be referring to them as individual room numbers. No, right? There's one room. You'll be mentioning that as a hotel, right? Because that's a group, right? So similarly, in coding, while coding as well, we might need to group data as well. I'll tell you more reasons as well. We might need to group data as well. Why? Guys, let us say I ask you to take one integer input. I tell you that user is going to give you one integer input. So you are going to do something like this. Or let's say I ask you that the user is going to give you two integers. You'll do something like this. The user gives you three integers. You do something like this. 4, something like this. Is that correct? And so on. Guys, what if I tell you that user is going to give you 1000 inputs? Will you keep on writing this one? Will you create 1000 variables for that? Peter, not just using loops, but will you create 1000 variables for that? It will be a problem, right? How will you manage those number of variables? How will you collectively refer to that data? That is going to be a problem. Is that correct? Am I correct, guys? Correct. We need to look some other options, or we need a way to group everything. Now, if we are able to group everything, that might solve our problem a little bit, right? So here what array comes in. All right. How does array help? How to create an array? How to use it? We'll discuss everything, guys. We'll discuss everything. But is it clear till now? Basically, what is the problem that we are dealing with right now? Guys, everyone, even from the non-CS background. Yes, Adarsh.
गुड इवनिंग सर। सर हाँ, जैसे कि अरेज जो है वो हम इसको बोल सकते हैं ग्रुपिंग ऑफ डेटास, ठीक है। तो इसमें मेरा मेन क्वेश्चन है सर, ये नंबर होगा या स्ट्रिंग होगा या
Come to
क्या?
that. Come to that, Adarsh. This is just we are getting an idea of arrays right now.
ओके।
Valid question, but we are going to come to that. Now, guys, basically we are having group of data, right? Everyone understand group of data. And guys, whenever we say group of data, does it make sense to say a group of data of similar type or a group of data of different types? What makes more sense? Similar type, right? For example, will you create a group of chair and doors ever? Will you ever create a kind of data where some are numbers, some are integers and some are string? For example, there are 10 data points. First data is 1, 2, 3, 4. Other is Shubham. Other is 1, 2, 3. Other is some address. That won't make any sense, right? How would you know what is this? What is that? What is every data refer to? Am I correct? So does it make sense if we say that grouping of data of same type? Arrays grouping of data of same type? Yes, correct. We can create different groups for that. Now, but if we are just referring to one array, can we say that this should be an array, should be a group of data of similar type? And when we say similar, there are n number of synonyms for that. Homogeneous data, and when we say groups, there are different kind of synonyms for that. Collection, right? I'm not getting into English right now, but I guess everyone understands that part, right? So it does, array says, like we discussed, that it does make sense that we group data of similar type, right? And when we say group data of similar type, the data can again be, it can be of integer type, char type, string type, long, double, or something. This is the kind of data, and etc. This is the kind of data we have. Float, anything, Boolean, anything. I'm referring to everything, right? So basically, either it should be an array of integers, either array of characters, array of strings, array of long, array of double, or anything, array of float, or an array of Boolean, or anything like that. Am I correct? Yes, it should be the same data though. So that's why when I'm referring what kind of data it is, I'm not referring at a data point level. What I'm referring it as at a group level. Array of integers. Array is a group, right? So that means every data point in that array is an integer. Make sense now? So if everyone understands that what does array of integers or array of character, string, long, double, or any kind of data type that I mentioned, what does that mean? I hope everyone understands that now. How to write it in code, how to create it, how to manage it, we'll discuss everything, guys. But right now I'm just getting on the theory just to make you guys understand what exactly array is. Clear, guys? Any doubts till now? Harsh, we'll get to that probably when we are going to coding. You'll get to know that. No, Lakshmi, array is not a data type. Array is a grouping. Okay, array is a grouping of similar data, and every data belongs to one data type. Array is a grouping of data that belongs to a single data type. Array is not a data type itself. Data type defines what kind of data it is, but not how much data it is, right? Guys, clear? Clear till now? Any doubts, guys? Please raise your hand, guys. Do not refrain. Please raise your hand in case you have doubts. Amisha, grouping of data we just discussed. There could be a number of use cases for grouping data. One is here that we discussed right now. For example, you need to store 1000 variables. Will you create 1000 data points? Will you create 1000 variables for that? Yes, Shubham, we can say that, but I have collection of data of similar data type. Yes, Saurabh. Guys, clear? Shall we move ahead? Okay. Now, guys, when we say yes, Abhishek, too late in raising hand, Abhishek.
सॉरी सर सर
Yep.
क्या मैं जब पूरा ये कंपाइल के टाइम तक जा सकता हूँ तो उस समय मैं डाटा एलोकेट कर सकता हूँ क्या इसमें?
Yeah, we will discuss that, Abhishek. That will come into the coding.
Okay, sorry sir. Thank you, sir.
That okay. Now, guys, when we are telling grouping of data, can we visualize it like this? Basically, there are boxes. This is the first data, second data, third data, and so on. Can we do that? Everyone? Because if we have to maintain the data, we have to group the data. Why not do it in order, right? All right. Now, guys, let's say I have this is an array, all right, and basically a boxes of data. Every box contains one data. Let's say this is 1, 3, 4, 2, 7, 9. Guys, please do not judge me on my handwriting. I have a very bad handwriting. Okay, please do not judge me on that. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Fine. Harsh, and I'm not even joking. You guys can laugh over my handwriting, but I tell you that I have a very poor handwriting. Okay. Yes, exactly, Rajneesh. Now, guys, I can say this is an integer, and so on, and these are grouped into a single box, right? So this is an array. Okay. Resembles like with our idea, everyone. Correct. Now, guys, while we are grouping, okay, so when we are grouping, for example, if you go to a hotel as well, they are also serially ordered. Serially, rooms obviously they are one after the other, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and they have also given a number to it. They have also given a number to it, right? Just so that they are able to manage basically a lot of things for easy manageability of data, basically. Right? So basically there goes no harm if we assign a counting. Basically, this box is the first box, this is the second box, third box, fourth, fifth, sixth, and so on. Right? Yes, correct. So guys, The number of boxes in the array is called the length of the array. Okay, length of the array. All right. So what is the length of this array? Yes, Naveed, the numbers can be repeated. The length of the array is 9 because there are 9 boxes, right? Guys, counting तो अच्छे से कर लो सौरभ. सौरभ, मैंने पूछा क्या है? Guys, यही प्रॉब्लम है इनकम्प्लीट नॉलेज होने की कि सब लोग जो 8 बोल रहे हैं सब लोग इंडेक्स के नाम पे जा रहे हैं. ठीक है, मैं आपको बता दूं, मैंने आपको लेंथ की डेफिनेशन बताई है, मैंने आपको इंडेक्सेस का नाम भी नहीं दिया अभी. ठीक है, सो गाइस जितना पढ़ा है उधर तक ही रहे. इट्स माय सिंसियर रिक्वेस्ट. आई नो यू नो इट अ लॉट, प्रॉब्ली मोर देन मी, बट कैन यू लिसन टू मी? अभी मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ, है ना? थोड़ी सी मेरी नॉलेज भी टेस्ट हो जाए, है ना? Okay, so guys, everyone understand what does the length of array means and what is the length of this particular array? Guys, anyone who is confused that it's not 9, it's not 8, it's 10, it's 11, why is it 9? I hope everyone is clear with this one. Now, this is fine. Okay, now the length of the array. Now guys, length is fine. Length defines the number of boxes in the array. That is fine. But guys, once, so you will say that this is the first box, this is the second box, third box, fourth box, fifth box, and so on. This will be the 9th box. Now guys, there is one more thing. There is something in compute. Generally, we start our counting from 1, right? We start our counting from 1. But in computers, the counting starts from 0. Okay? The counting starts from 0. So this is the 0th box. This is the first box. This is the second box, third box, and so on. And the last one is going to be the 8th box, right? Clear? And guys, when I say 8th, first box, second box, third box, 0th box, that means the 0th index. We said that this number is present at the 0th index. This is present at the first index. This is present at the second index, and so on. This is present at the 8th index. All right. Clear, guys? What is an index? Yes, indexing starts from 0. All right. Simple. Okay. Now, guys, can you tell me what is the index of the box that has a value 9? Okay, what is the index of the box that has the value 6? Great. Good one, guys. Good one. What do you mean by D5? Chiku? Do you mention it as Chiku or do you mention it as Chiku? Okay, you probably won't be able to answer that on chat. That's fine. Now, so guys, I hope everyone is clear. What does index mean? No, Peter, I'm actually very curious about that because it comes CHIKKU, but generally when I've ever heard or seen a written name, so that's CHEEKU. Right? I'm not making a joke over here over the name. Yeah, I know I can read that. It's just tell me if it's Chiku or Chiku. You can say that if it's like I'm pronouncing, first one is correct or the second one is correct. Let her answer, man. Ayush. My nickname, I have a lot of nicknames. Like my name is completely messed up. I guess the person with the name Shubham would understand this one. I guess we do have Shubhams here. Oh, we have 3 more Shubhams. It's always a case. It's always a case that wherever I go, that Uh, so okay, my nicknames are Shubbu, Shubbi. I don't know whatever anyone calls me or anything. Some people call me Bum, some people call me Shu or anything. Okay, so I've been called by a lot of names, but generally, if I keep my nickname, so it's generally what I've named myself as a nickname. So I was there in Seattle uh, last month. So probably there people do not understand what does so whenever you introduce yourself and you say that your name is Shubham, so they are confused with the name, so they can't pronounce it in the first go. So I named myself as Shub, Shub, not even with a BH, Shub. Shubham Kumar, you can't have that as a nickname, because probably if I start mentioning anyone that my name is Guru Dronacharya, so that is going to be like a hell lot of they'll feel like that I'm telling an essay. Okay, so yes, I can say that my nickname is Shubh, so that's fine. Okay, so guys, let's get back on the topic now. Guys, can we have these kind of interaction, this kind of interaction with you while you are studying as well? I've seen the names, whoever were interacting. I know I'm just going to see that what kind of doubts and what kind of yes and no you say during the class. Okay, how interactive you are and not in just free talks. Okay. Enough with talks, enough with refreshment, guys. है ना? अब वापस let's study a little bit now. है ना? Sorry, let's look at your engagement now. Now, guys, I hope everyone is aware of what is an index, what is an array length, what is first index, second index. Indexing starts from 0, indexing ends at this one. Now, guys, can you tell me a relationship between the maximum index an array can have and the length? What is the maximum possible index in an array? Let's say, no, guys. Let's say the length of the array is L. Let's say the length of the array is L. What would be the maximum index in the array? Why, Santosh? Why? If the length is 9, for example, if the length was 9, the maximum index was 8, and so on. If the length had been 10, the maximum index would have been 9. Dipal, this is not an acceptable way to answer -1. What do you mean by -1? What do you mean by Suraj data type -1? What do you mean by that? Can you subtract 1 from data type? Suraj, what you just said was what I told you is Suraj, my weight is this and your weight is this. How much time does it takes for sunlight to reach Earth? This is the kind of an answer you're giving to me. Okay, I'll slow down. Thank you. Chiku, thank you so much for that. Guys, I'll repeat the question. For example, you are given an array of length L. Okay. L is the length of the array. Okay. Now, what I want you to tell me is what would be the maximum index in the array? Okay, this was the question. Vivek, I guess I've repeated myself. Stop Googling it. Okay, I know you're Googling what is the maximum length of the array, but what I'm asking you is something else. Just listen to the question if you ever have heard that. Guys, I hope I was audible and the question was clear to everyone now. Aman, you can say it opposite. Max index equals to length -1. That makes more sense right now. Guys, clear? So yes, maximum index in an array is length -1. Right? Make sense, everyone? I hope I was audible and I was not fast now. Clear, guys? Clear on this one? Guys, any doubts, guys? You can raise your hand. Any doubts? All right. Let's move ahead then. Now, guys, another question could be that, sir, what is the maximum length an array can have, right? That everyone was Googling, using Google for. Deepak, this is basically, you can say this is a formula, but this is like, I won't even call it a formula, right? It's just like counting, but counting starting from 0. No, the length of the array is not infinite. Okay, the length of the array maximum, no, not even size, Rajneesh. The array can have a maximum, wow, Adarsh, smart. The maximum length an array can have is equal to the maximum length, maximum size of an integer. And can you Google it for me? What is a maximum integer possible? Maximum possible integer. What is the range of integer? Guys, we studied something about range. Did you guys Google it? What's the answer for that? Yes. Guys, what is the maximum length? What is the maximum value of an integer? I know, but roughly what it is. What is it? Okay. Yes, guys. So this is the maximum length an array can have. Rajneesh, it's definitely not 10 raised to power 32. I can vouch on that. And it's not even 10 raised to 2 raised to power 32. Okay. You can, and it generally comes down around to be 10 raised to power 9. All right. Okay. Yes, Naveen, I know that kind of a figure. So guys, this is the maximum length of an array. Okay. Any array of any data type can have a maximum length of this much amount. That means it can have these many boxes. Okay. I hope we are clear. Clear, guys? No, Peter, you can't store any more data after that. No, size is fine, Rajneesh. Data type makes the size change, but I'm just talking about the number of boxes an array can have. No matter what is the data type that array is supporting, but how many boxes it can have. That means the length of the array. Even if it's a string type, it can have a maximum number of boxes at that. All right. No, Rajan, what I've been saying, that is a limit of an array. You can't have more data than that, and that is a lot of data. Clear, guys? Everyone? Guys, it's this. You don't need to remember it. You just can say. You can just say this as max integer. Anyone ask? Just say max integer. Okay. All right. Now, guys, moving forward, how is an array created in, like, guys, if you're creating an array and you're storing some data, obviously your memory is going to be used, right? Whatever you call RAM. Right? Obviously in computer, this will take some space, right? Now, guys, what happens is, let's say this is your computer memory. Okay. We can use some hi-fi terms for this one as well, but I'm going to use very simple ones. Guys, I hope everyone understands computer memory. Everyone would have heard the term RAM. I guess you would have, for example, if anyone's PC got slower, you would have said it, okay, I'll get more RAM in it, right? Okay. So guys, what happens is when you create an array, some memory allocation is done. When I say memory allocation, that means some memory is allotted like this. Okay. Some memory is allotted like this. And these are the boxes. Okay. Yes, correct, Rajneesh. Like this. All right, guys. But guys, whenever a memory is allocated, it is in a continuous manner. It is in a continuous manner. Do you see that? This is continuous. Again, when this part ended, it is still continuous. It is still continuous. Now I can't, this will never be the case. If it's a same array, if all these blocks belong to the same array, you can't say that there would be an in-between memory present here. This won't be ever a case. Okay. It is always continuous. That is a concept of array. All right. Just a pointer for everyone. Clear, guys? Everyone? Saurabh, do you want to teach this class? थोड़ा मुझे भी पढ़ा दो यार. Guys, clear on this one? Any doubts, guys? Saurabh, do you want to come up? Take at least 10 minutes. Tell us to. I vouch for you. Okay. So yes, when I said this, there is a computer memory, and whenever you create an array, a continuous stream of memory is allocated. When I say allocated, that means allotted. Okay. Obviously, you need to store some data somewhere in the memory, right? When it's running. So a continuous memory is allocated. For example, this is continuous, right? This belongs to one array. Again, if all these three belong to one array, these are going to be continuous. When this ends, the other part, the one part coming just ahead of it is going to be the part of the same array. Okay. It's not going to be the case that there are two blocks, this and this, that belong to the same array, and there is a memory lying in between, idle memory lying in between. This will never be the case. All right. Vivek, this is just one array. It is not necessary. Itna bhi ho sakta hai array. Okay. But obviously it will be continuous. Previous part is filled, then only next part will start getting filled. What do you mean by uniform here, Yash? No, for example, if array ends over here, that is fine, right? This will be allocated and then this will be allocated till here because the box is ended here, right? Clear, guys? Everyone? Guys, any doubts in this one? Okay. Now let's get on. What is it? Now, guys, we have boxes, right? We have a lot of boxes. We have a lot of boxes. Right? Now, guys, one basic thing that comes into mind is that I should be able to add some data to it and I should be able to get some data from it. Is that correct? Else it will make no sense, right? In a variable also, we can do the same thing, right? We can assign some data to a variable and we can get some data from the variable. That's why it makes some sense to store some data in the variable, right? So similar functionality is required from array as well, right? Else it will make no sense. What is the benefit of an array that you can't add a data to or you can't get a data from? That will make no sense, right? So I should be able to do that, right? Homogeneous has a different meaning. Homogeneous means it's the same data, but what I'm telling you about right now is getting a data or storing a data or like assessing a data. You are able to access the data. Okay, that has no relation with the homogeneous part, right? Now guys, I hope everyone remembers indexes and so on. Now, can I say that I can refer to the data as indexes? 0th index पे कौन सा data, what data is on 0th index, what data is there on first index, what data is there on the second index, and so on. Now, have we converted this to a counting mechanism? 0, 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. I'll tell you the code for it. The code is pretty simple to access the data. That is fine. But you see that for accessing the data, we have a counting mechanism. We are using something based on counting because eventually we are using indexes. 0 पे कौन सा data है, first पे कौन सा data है, second पे कौन सा data है, third पे कौन सा data है. You'll refer like this only, right? Because indexes are serving as address here, right? Right? Now, guys, do you think that there is anything that helps you in counting? Have you studied anything till now that helps you in counting? Think, Rajneesh, think. Correct. Guys, loops. Isn't it? Rajneesh, loop can help you to count in such kind of mechanism. We printed table. It was helping us in counting, right? 1, 2, 10 into 1, 10 into 2, 10 into 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, wherever we were multiplying it, it was actually counting only, right? And what was the increment? How much was the increment every time in counting? Correct. So even this is incrementing. This is incrementing and this is also incrementing by 1 always. But this time it's starting with 0, right? Pretty simple change. Everyone. So definitely we can use loops, right? Everyone? Guys, is it same for everyone? Is my voice breaking? Okay, we have a lot of no's. So Rajneesh, can you please validate at your end? Okay. So as we can use loops, right? Everyone? Okay. That is great. Now guys, how to create an array? I'll tell you a little code for that. Then we'll code on the Newton's portal. All right. So guys, how do we create an array? So let's say we are creating an array of integers. Array of integers. Okay. Now how to do that? Now guys, one basic thing that is required by the array is the length of the array. How much length it is. How much data you want to store, right? The first thing is there, right? Good. So obviously, so while creating an array, we require the length. Now let's say we are creating an array of 10 integers. Fine. We are creating an array of 10 integers. So how will we write it? We will write array of integers. So this is a box that you will have to do. Array. This is the variable name. New int. And what do we write here? We write the length of the array. This is the length of the array. This is the data, kind of data that array has. Kind of data that array has. And this one is the name of the array or the variable. Fine. Makes sense, Pratim? I'll come to that. So this is how you create an array. Peter, I've written everything. You can go through this one. So this is how you create an array. You just need to write the data type. Then put this kind of a box, opening brackets, closing bracket, then the variable name, and then new int because we are creating a new array. This helps to allocate memory, guys. This helps to allocate memory. All right. I'm not going very deep into it, but I'm just telling you this helps in allocating memory. Okay. This is the data type of the array, kind of data that array is going to store. And this is basically length of the array. How much data that the array is there in the array is there. All right. Clear what this line means? I'll show you in code as well. All right. So guys, can you tell me what is the index, maximum index of this array that I've created? Correct. Good one. And what is the minimum index of this array? Good one. Okay, that's fine. Yes, Adarsh, tell me.
Sir, can you repeat the first one, int curly bracket?
You just have, this is just initialization of an array.
Initialization. Okay,
Adarsh, you just have to write it like this. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Peter.
So initially you're writing int and bracket, right? So which means that you're creating an array of int, storing an array with int values, is it?
Correct.
Okay, so if it's float, you just write float and then at the end also float of 10.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, okay, fine.
Good question, Anu. No, the answer to your question is no. Guys, once the array is created, you cannot change the length of the size of the array. You can change the data inside it, but you can't change the length of the size or the size of the array. Okay. So this is a basically static kind of storage. All right, Anup. Rajnish, because that's a concept. All right. Clear? Anup, I told that already. You can have a maximum size that is equivalent to integer maximum value. Rajnish, you can't change that. That is that is completely a new array. You can't change array size anywhere in any kind of data, any kind of language. All right. Once you get to know a little bit more coding, you'll get to know that. Guys, clear how to create an array? What do you mean by Pratim? Max value will be length minus 1. I've been explaining it a lot. Do you think that you're going to have this kind of maximum index, Pratim? You think that I'll be able to store only 9? Yeah, there could be thousands of elements. Pratim, don't oho me. All right. Okay. So just Pratim, one input. When you're asking question, ask the question correctly. Okay. This is a basic attribute of an engineer. Okay. We are going to follow that. Okay. We are not going to be any engineer. We are going to be an engineer. We need to take care of that term. Okay. I know it's a very common term these days, but guys, if you want to become good engineers, you need to take pride in it. Okay. And make sure that you behave like an engineer. All right. What is the difference between an array and array list? Hassan, do you know the difference between trees and graphs? Ayush, what do you mean by too fast? Are we going too fast, Ayush? You feel we are going too fast? Hassan, have I mentioned array list anywhere till now? No, right? So you need to refrain from these kind of questions, okay? You'll get to know everything. Guys, give me time. Yes, Harsh, that is why I was referring to him. Okay, that we don't need to take. Suraj, what did I tell you in the beginning of the class about experimenting? Saurabh, I guess you are the last person who should say this, at least in today's class. Suraj, did I tell you something about experimenting? I did. Suraj, maybe you joined late, I asked. And moreover, I guess Peter already asked this question. If you make it as double, that already covered your question. Yes, you can have it as Boolean as well. Try doing it. Shamji, the term is not do it yourself. It is, yes, do it yourself first. Yes, try doing it yourself first. Okay. All right. So guys, is this part clear? I'll just take 3 more minutes and then we'll have a break. Okay. Now guys, we have this scenario. Everyone knows what is the index. Now guys, let's say if I want to access the first element, or basically when I say the first element, it's the 0th index. All right. So if you want to access the first element and ARR is the array name, so you can access it like this. This will access the first element, the 0th index. This will access the first index. This will access the second index and so on. All right. So basically to access any element, you just give this value. All right. Quite simple. And if you want to assign any value to it, guys, let's say, okay, one more thing, guys, when the array is created, okay, now the boxes are there, but what is the value inside the boxes? What is the value inside the boxes? Any guess? It's not nothing, guys, because we are creating an array of integer. Okay. We are creating an array of integer. The array will have array will be having the default value of integer. That is 0. Okay. Everything will be a 0 here. Okay. We'll get to know more and more. Okay. Not how, Yash. I told that this is created with a default value of integer. What do you mean by how in that? Okay. Yes, we can change the values. All right. We can change the values. And now how to change the values? For example, if you want to change the value at 0th index and you need to make it as 80, you just mention it as like this. So generally, when you need to assign a value to a variable, remember, you can do it like this as well. For example, x equals to 5. This will change the value of the variable, right, to 5. Right? Now this will update the value at 0th index to 80. And so on, you can do any changes. All right. We'll do it more and more. We'll code a lot of things. So guys, is it clear? How to create an array, how to access the data, how to modify the data. And the length of array never changes. All right. And what is the term called a default value? No, Aman, we can't insert a new element. Inserting element means that you're going to add one more box to it. That is not possible. Okay. Clear, guys? All right, clear, guys? Okay. Okay. String has, Peter, again, we can do some experiment. Amisha, default means the basic value. If you do not give it anything, what is going to be its value? So because integers default value is 0. So I know this is a new thing. So integers default value is 0. So whenever you create an array of integers, by default, the value assigned to the array is 0, 0. All the boxes have value as 0. Yes, Swagatam.
Yeah, sir, like if my array size is 10, array length is 10. So like, sir, is it necessary to assign values up to like 10 values, or like I can give max to max 5? But
every box is in an integer. You can give the value, every box an integer value. So that can range more than 10 also, right?
No, what I'm asking is, sir, my array length is 10. It means only 10 boxes are there, but I
Yes.
want to fill only 5. Like I want to give only 5 values. So like I can give like the rest of the 5 I can leave as it is.
Yeah, rest will have the default value then.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that depends upon the data type. What is the default value?
No, so like it's not like necessary. It's not compulsory to fill all the 10 boxes.
No, it's not necessary. Just telling you. For example, string has a default value as null. Okay, null means nothing. It is equal to void. Okay. Now, if you create an array of string, so what it's going to give you, it's going to leave some boxes empty, and it's your wish if you want to add something in it or not.
Okay, sir. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yes, Adarsh.
सर जैसे कि आपने बताया कि एरे को जैसे एलिमेंट को अगर हमें ये करना है तो एरे ब्रैकेट में 0 और 1। सर इंडेक्स के लिए ये आपने क्या बताया था?
तो ये
रिपीट कर सकते
हैं? this is the index only.
हैं? और एक सर
ये तो मैंने
आपने
जनरल टर्म बताया था कि आपको कोई भी
अच्छा।
इंडेक्स को एक्सेस करना है तो आप ऐसे कर सकते हो। ऑलराइट।
और सर वैल्यू अगर देना हो तो उसके लिए आप बता रहे थे, इसके बाद शायद मेरा नेटवर्क कुछ हो गया था यार।
सॉरी, वैल्यू देना हो मतलब तो दिस इज द वैल्यू यू असाइन और यू असाइन टू अ पर्टिकुलर इंडेक्स।
कि ये असाइनिंग के लिए है।
यस, करेक्ट।
ओके थैंक यू।
ऑलराइट, ओके। सो गाइस, ब्रेक टाइम नाउ। Okay. No, you don't want a break? Okay. So guys, this is 10:07 right now. We'll have a break till 10:20. All right. All right, guys. We'll have a break till 10:20 and then we'll do a little code on arrays. All right. Clear? I know, Abhishek, I've read your question. We'll come to that. Just wait. We'll do it in coding. It is still static initialization. You don't need to, like, it's not dynamic. It's still static. Okay. All right. So guys, see you in 10-12 minutes. All right. Have water, have some dinner. All right. See you guys. All right, is everyone back? Yes, sure, I'm back. Is everyone back, guys? Oh, why do you need to be sorry for that, Shiv? Shiv seems to be a very courteous man. I've seen that he's been saying sorry on a lot of things. All right, so guys, let's get back. All right. Just let me open up the portal. Okay. So guys, is everyone able to see my screen? All right. So guys, I've created this playground. Okay, I'll be sharing the link also in the last. So let me begin with it. Okay. So this is something that we always have to write, as I've instructed you as well. Okay. Fine. Now let's create an array of integers of size 10, first of all. This is what we discussed. So an array is created with size 10. Now guys, how can I access, let's access the first element of the array to show you the default value. Okay, just give me a moment. I'm getting an urgent call. All right. This is fine. Nadeem, I hope this is fine. Guys, I'm sharing my screen. You can zoom in your screen as well. Okay. But it's better that I do it. So this is fine. I'll just run it for you. So this one is going to have default value, right? So do you see the default value? It's 0. Right? Now let's change the value. Okay. Let's make it as 25. All right. And let us print it again. And if I run it for you, so is the value changed? Do you see? Clear? Simple? Very pretty simple, guys. Very simple. I guess everyone understands this code, guys. What is the meaning? What is the meaning of everyone? Okay. Now, guys, like we discussed, if we want to access every element, what has to be used? What can we use if we want to access every element? Yes, we can use a loop. Okay. Guys, one more thing, just one more thing. Okay. I'll just tell you how, if you're given an array, you can check its length as well. Okay. Length of the array is, like how can you access the length? You just need to mention the array name dot length. That's it, dot length. Okay, so it will give you the length of the array. So it's working. Length of the array is 10 only, and we are getting the output as 10. It's working, right? Correct? I hope everyone understands this one. Guys, any doubts in this one? Can you please raise your hand in case you have any doubt? Then we'll move forward. Rest of the guys. All right. Let's move ahead. Now, guys, we just discussed that we can use basically loops. Now, guys, how can we use a loop? We just need to use a counting and mention the counting here inside the box, right? Yes, Prajakta, a little late to raise your hand. I wish that you raise it earlier because you're breaking. Yes, Prajakta, tell me. Prajakta,
Hello?
you're not audible. Your voice is breaking.
Yes, sir, line number 11 में o plus array dot length क्यों लिखा है?
उसकी वैल्यू कंकैटिनेट करने के लिए ना, ये देखो प्रिंट कैसे हो रहा है, देखो is 10, ये 10 की वैल्यू कहाँ से आई? इससे ही आ रही है ना। Prajakta, you have again muted yourself, guys. I've mentioned it multiple times till your doubt is clear. Be courteous.
Okay, sir, thank you.
Okay, clear? Okay. Shubham, again, you were there in the beginning of the class when I started. Okay. And I know you are getting it from somewhere. Refrain from that. Okay. Prajakta, can you please lower your hand? I know this is your first time when you raise your hand, but you need to lower it also. Now, guys, I'll just show you visiting the complete array. Complete array using loop. Fine. So we just need to count. We just need to count all the indexes. That's what we have to do. So we can have like a counting starting from 0 and a counting ending till 25. Are you sure? Length, guys, last index, right? Last index, right? And what is the last index? No, mention me in this terms, guys. Mention in the terms of length. We can do it like this. So the maximum value of x is going to be the index value, right? The last index value, right? So element at index x is equals to, this is how we can access an array element. Yeah, Misha, you can also write 10, but this is a generic term, right? This is always going to suffice. You can write 10, that's not a problem. Okay, so guys, I'll run it for you. So do you see? Element at index 0 is this, 1 is this, 2 is this, 3 is this, and so on up till length. Yes, Rajneesh.
हेलो सर, एक्चुअली आप यहाँ बिना रीड, हेलो सर, एक्चुअली मुझे डाउट है कि आप बिना रीड के वैल्यू प्रिंट कर रहे हैं। आप बोल रहे हैं ना काउंटिंग कर रहे हैं, तो अगर मैं इनपुट के जरूर रीड भी करना पड़ेगा ना, तभी प्रिंट करेंगे।
तो में रीड करना पड़ेगा,
जैसे आप वैल्यू लिए हैं इनपुट पहले डॉट 10 तक लेंथ लिए हैं आप, इंडेक्स 10 तक यहाँ लेंथ है, तो मुझे इसको रीड करेंगे तभी प्रिंट करेंगे कि ऐसे डायरेक्ट प्रिंट जाए?
तो ये मैं रीड ही कर रहा हूँ। This is reading only, right?
सर रीडिंग भी है, नहीं समझ नहीं आ रहा। रीडिंग ऐसे एक ऐसे तो प्रिंटिंग होगा वैल्यू ना, तो
रीडिंग कैसे करोगे? रीडिंग और प्रिंटिंग में डिफरेंस क्या है?
रीडिंग मतलब वैल्यू जो होता है, मुझे कोई वैल्यू वेरिएबल है, उसको डॉट कौन सा जैसे वेरिएबल आप लिए हैं एरे इक्वल टू एरे डॉट नेक्स्ट इंट जो उसका साइज होता है, फिर
वो क्यों यूज होता है रजनीश? वो तो यूजर से इनपुट लेने के लिए यूज होता है।
तो यहाँ यूजर्स नहीं ले रहे हैं।
बताओ ले रहे हैं कि नहीं? नहीं ले रहा ना, मैं तो खुद से वैल्यूज दे रहा हूँ, अभी हम यूजर से कुछ नहीं कर रहे। ठीक है,
ओके ओके।
क्लियर गाइस? Yes, Shiv, tell me.
सर am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
सर मेरे को ये पूछना था कि अगर एरे में कस्टम इनपुट करानी है वैल्यू जैसे लेंथ डिसाइड
Come to that. We'll come to that. We'll come to that, Shiv. We'll come to that.
ओके सर थैंक यू वेरी मच सर।
All right. So guys, clear with this one? Now guys, what I'll do is before executing this code, I'm going to put some random values in array and I'm going to assign that just to show you that it works. Now every other element is 0, right? Now I have assigned the index as 5th and 8th as 20. Okay. Now if I run it, if you see, the values are going to change now. See, the index are assigned some values. So it's working as per our concept. Everyone clear with this, guys? Guys, any doubts, please raise your hand, then I'll move to the next part in this explanation. We'll do that. We'll take a input from the user, assign the values to the arrays. We'll do something like that. But is it clear till now? Okay, then I'll move ahead. Now, guys, we are assigning all the values one by one, right? We are assigning all the values one by one. We should also be able to take input from the user. Let's ask the user to fill all the values. Make sense? So guys, one thing that I'll require from the user is basically if I want to fill up 10 values, then I'll have to take 10 inputs from the user. Guys, then I'll have to take 10 inputs from the user. Now, again, how can I take 10 inputs? Can I take a part of the for loop only? Can I take it as a part of for loop only? Now, will this take the input 10 times? It will take the input 10 times, right? So the value is in Y. Then how can I assign it? Like this, it should be assignable. And guys, if I want to print then another for loop, if I want to print it another loop, so I should be able to do like this, like we did earlier. I can print in the same one as well, but just I'm doing differently. Right? Take 10 inputs from the user, assign every index in the array, and so on. And then print all the values. Make sense? And guys, instead of doing this, can I do it like this as well? Just reducing the code. That is it. Even this should be fine. Right? Am I correct? Okay. So guys, do you want me to run it? Let's add the inputs. What are the values you want to give? Let's give 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. Works? Everyone? So these are the 10 inputs. Now I'm going to run it for you. How much time it's taking? It's still running, guys. I know why it's taking so long. But there was some error at Newton's end. I'll just refresh the page once. It will work. There was a problem at Newton's end, Peter. See, it's working. So do you see, did we get the signed values in the array? Everyone? Now, guys, clear of this? Any doubts in this one, guys? Yes, we are going to do that, Harsh. We are going to do that. Yes, Nadeem.
Hello.
Yes, Nadeem.
Sir, why we use 2 times for loop?
You can use one time as well. Nadeem, just one for loop I've taken. I've added to take input from the user and another one to print all the values. Clear, Nadeem?
Okay, okay, sir.
You
Okay.
can use the same one as well. That's fine, but just so that for a little bit more understanding, I've done this. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, Adarsh.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Nadeem.
यस सर एक्चुअली सर जो आउटपुट है वो कैसा है सर वो
Tell me what all did you understand?
सर एक्चुअली मुझे नहीं समझ में आया इसीलिए मैंने पूछा
आपको पिछला एग्जांपल समझ में आया था?
प्रीवियस वाला समझ में आया ये नहीं आया है सर
अच्छा इसमें क्या डाउट है? आप थोड़ा मेरे को थोड़ा जितना समझ में आया उतना बताओगे, जितना भी समझ आया कोड।
सर एक्चुअली इसमें 2 लूप है। पहले तो हमने इनपुट के लिए स्कैनर का क्लास का यूज करा है कि हम इनपुट देंगे। आफ्टर दैट वी यूज लूप इंट एक्स इक्वल टू मतलब इनिशियल हम लोग इनिशियलाइजेशन 0 से कर रहे हैं और एक्स जो है वो एरे का लेंथ डिसाइड कर रहा है जो 10th है एंड इंक्रीमेंट हो रहा है एक्स प्लस प्लस देन ये वाली पॉइंट
क्या है? What are the possible values for x?
पॉसिबल वैल्यू फॉर एक्स 0 सर 0 से स्टार्ट होता है।
0 से कहां तक जाएगी वैल्यूज? क्या क्या वैल्यूज होंगी x की?
1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 तक
9 तक 0 से
और 9 तक हाँ सॉरी 0 से 9 तक यस
good one. So you understand this loop, right?
Yes.
So basically every index in an array is being assigned a value, right?
Right sir.
तो कस्टम इनपुट में क्या दिया? सब वैल्यू फर्स्ट इंडेक्स को 10 वैल्यू मिल जाएगी, फिर 20 30 40 एंड सो ऑन, राइट?
Right.
Now again I've added a for loop to print all the values. Do you remember in last example as well I printed all the values?
Yes sir, yes sir.
This is the same thing, but just because I've assigned some values, so that is why the output is coming in a particular with a particular values because I've assigned these values.
सर जो 13 नंबर वाला प्रिंट स्टेटमेंट है वो तो हम पहले वाले लूप में भी करके मतलब
अरे कर सकते हो, that is not a problem, but you see then उसमें confusion क्या होता कि यहीं पे असाइन किया यहीं पे प्रिंट कर दिया, फिर सर आप इनपुट इधर से एक x y लेके इसको असाइन कर देते, ऐसे प्रिंट कर देते सर आप, ये भी पॉसिबल था, राइट? So just so that I'm just showing you the way to use arrays. You can do it in the same, but I'm just printing in a different for loop so that you are aware how to print the values of an array.
एंड सर जो 9th नंबर वो क्या आपने इसको वेरिएबल से यहाँ पर रिकॉल किया क्या? जो 12th नंबर है
12th नंबर?
यस सर 12th नंबर जो कोड लिखा है आपने x int x इक्वल टू मतलब 9th वाले के चलते सर मुझे थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है जो आपने एरे x स्टोर किया वेरिएबल को।
What does this statement tell us? Store the input from the user at index x in the array.
X. Okay.
So this loop is over.
Okay.
Every index is assigned a value. Now I'm just printing every value in the array. That again, I'm creating a for loop that starts from 0 to 10 and hence printing all the values, just like the last example.
Okay. Got it, sir.
Okay, still confused, Adarsh?
No, sir. Absolutely.
So this is a different for loop. This ends and then this starts. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Guys, if you're bothered about that, I've written 2 times int x equals to 0 and int x equals to 0. The reason for that is when you create a variable inside a for loop, it does exist in the memory till here only, till the for loop ends. You can create it again after that. Okay. Clear, guys? Everyone? Now, guys, there is one more way. Like, we are creating an array of 10 elements, right? We can ask the user to give us the size of the array as well. We should be able to. We can create the array only once, that is fine, right? But we can even ask the user to how many values do you want to store and what are the values you want to store, right? That is a possible use case. Okay, so let us take an input from the user regarding the size of the array. Okay, now let us take an input from the user, that is n, that is input taker. So that is going to be an integer, guys. That is always going to be an integer. Can the size be in decimals? So guys, I've taken the size of the input first, size of the array. And then what do I do? Where do I mention this length of the array? Here, right? So do you see that now this will create an array of size n. All right. Now, coming to Amisha, you remember you said that we can write 10 also here. So instead of 10, you can write n or array length. But this way you are very independent of what is the input or whatever is the previous handling being done. Okay. So this gives a very generic statement. So this is always correct. All right. Now, guys, let's say I want to give the input as 5. So this means there are 5 elements in the array and the 5 elements are these 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Now, if I run it for you, so there are just going to be 5 elements there. Am I correct? Clear, guys? Everyone? Any doubts in this? Yes, Harsh.
Sir, what will happen if we accidentally put integer a negative number like -10 in place of n?
Check again, Harsh.
Yes, sir.
Is it necessary for me to tell it or you can experiment it as
Yes,
well?
sir. I can experiment, but you said any doubt, so
ये डाउट नहीं है, ये आपको पेंडिंग एक्सपेरिमेंट हुआ, ठीक है?
Okay, sir.
थोड़ा
Okay, sir.
नहीं, ऑब्वियसली वो नहीं कर पाएगा. साइज कभी आपका
हाँ.
नेगेटिव. Let's say if I ask you what is your height, Harsh, can you tell me that -5 feet or
No,
-6?
sir. So what will it do? It will compilation error तो होगा नहीं.
करके देखो.
Okay, sir.
करके देखो.
Okay, sir.
What do you have to do? You just have to copy paste this code and give an input. That's it. ये करना है बस आप रन करना है.
Yes, sir.
तो जरूरी नहीं है ना कि good that you put it up. Now the whole class can do that.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Peter, wait for that. Those are upcoming lectures. All right. Guys, clear with this one? Everyone? Now we'll do some questions, very basic questions in the array. Okay. So that you are aware that what's happening. Everyone knows how to print the array, right? Harsh, if you're clear, you can please put your hand down. Now, because of Peter's question, I forgot to tell you one thing, guys. Guys, we were defining array like this. A box that moves in this direction, basically it just grows in this direction. This is just one single direction, right? So guys, what do you call this? Is basically similar as one dimension because it just has a length, no height. So that is why the array that we are studying right now is called a 1D array. All right. All right, guys. Clear? All right. Now, guys, coming back to this one. Now, let's say, guys, user gives us random inputs. Okay. Now I'm going to put up a question. We are going to code for it. Okay. So that very basic coding, guys. Let's say user gives us some numbers. Can you tell me some random numbers, guys? Like, fine. This makes sense. These are quite random numbers, or I can say fine. Now, guys, my task is to find the maximum value in the array. You are given a group of numbers. You just have to find the maximum value. Valid question. I'm just going to print it for you so that you know that there are elements in the array. So, guys, okay. First of all, tell me what is the maximum element here? See, the elements are assigned a values. What is the maximum element? Now, how did you get to know about this? How did you know that it's 91? Wow, Rajneesh, I should clap for you. Biggest number is 86. Guys, how did you get to know that it's 91? Okay, guys, anyone who wants to come up for an activity, guys, a small activity. Raise your hand, guys, whoever wants to come in. Okay. Yes, Peter. Okay.
Yeah.
Peter, we are like, what you are going to tell me, like, for example, I do not know what is the meaning of maximum number and how to find it. What is the meaning of comparing? For example, you are teaching a very small child how to find a maximum number in the given numbers, right?
Okay.
Remember that in small classes, I guess, maybe even I don't remember that. So there are given some numbers, very basic question. There are given some number. What is the maximum number in this? I guess this is a first or second class question or an LKG or a UKG class question, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
For example, I've displayed these numbers in front of you and I ask you, what is the maximum number in this, right? Simple question. So how do you tell me that what's the maximum number here?
91, of course.
Now I ask you how. How is it?
How? Because it's the biggest among all those, right? All the other numbers.
Peter, that's the maximum definition of maximum number.
Okay. How in the sense now? How do I explain that?
Just tell me randomly. Okay, how did you devise that's 91? Let's say if I hide these numbers, would you be able to tell me?
No. Because you don't know the other two numbers, right?
Correct. Actually, what you are doing is, guys, now listen to me. Okay, guys, listen to me. Actually, what you're doing right now is, now, guys, listen to me. Now, computer can't look into these numbers, right? Can a computer look into these numbers and behave like a human mind?
No.
Absolutely. What we are doing internally, guys, just let me know if you agree with this statement. What we are doing is we are looking at all the numbers now because we are very clear of the definition of what is the maximum number. We are able to find it in a glimpse that 91 is the biggest, because 5 numbers we are able to compare it very easily, right? Everyone. Now let's say I'll be changing the output again. Now let's say there are thousands of numbers like this. I hope I'm typing it correct. Now guys, how will you check the maximum number? Now there are a lot of numbers. Can your brain process a lot of numbers in one go? Let's say these are just still very less numbers. Peter, let's say these are 1 million numbers. And you need to find the maximum number manually. What will you do?
I'll just compare each number with each other. Let's assume that I have, I'll start with 86. Okay. So
Correct.
I'll take that 86 is bigger than 23. And then
Correct.
86 is less than 91. So I'll keep 91 and then remove 86 out of my list.
Nice.
And then I keep going until I get the biggest one.
Right, guys? Peter, very good approach, right? Very simple. That's actually a logical approach, right? Right, Peter, that you mentioned that, like, guys,
Okay.
what Peter said is, he said that he will select 86 first. Okay. Now, because he needs to do everything manually, what will he do is, he will start, he kept 86 with him. Then he'll compare the next number. That is 23. Is 86 greater than 23? No. So he still keeps 86 with him as the maximum number. Then he compares that with 91. 91 is the biggest number. Now he drops 86 with him and now keeps 91 with him. And he keeps on now he starts the process with 91 from the next numbers. Right? Now, and so on, following the same process, when he has processed all the elements, he will have the maximum number in hand. Is that correct? Guys, is that correct? That is actually a logical approach, a basically stepwise approach on which anyone can devise a number. Now, Peter, the approach that you told me right now, is that approach understandable to a very small child who has a very less understanding of numbers or anything?
Yeah, if they know how to count. Then, yeah.
No, they don't even need to count, right? They just need to check, okay, this number, they need to keep this number. They're able to compare the numbers. Okay. They're able to compare the numbers, but not so many numbers. So how to find, they know how to compare two numbers. And now they'll be getting to know how to find the maximum in millions of numbers as well. It will take them time, that is fine. But they will know the process, right?
Yeah.
Anyone can follow this process, right?
Yes.
Guys, everyone agrees with me? Yes, you are saying sorting. Now, if I ask you to sort 1 million numbers manually, you're probably going to look at my face and you're going to say like that sir has gone mad. Right? Just to find a biggest number, first सबसे पहले मैं sort करूंगा, फिर मैं I'll find the maximum. Yes says yes. I'm going to call you mad. Thank you, Yash, for agreeing with me. Okay. Okay. Good approach, Peter. Now, guys, like Peter said, can we follow the same approach? Can we follow the same approach in coding? Because Peter's logic, what Peter gave us was a logic, right? Keep a number with you, keep on comparing the next numbers, right? Yes, I was just joking. You don't mind, all right? So, Peter, can we convert it to a? This is a logic that you told, right?
Yeah.
Now, guys, how to compare with the next number? You know the current index, right? You can do a for loop. Everyone? Basically, what Peter was doing is he was keeping a number with him and he was visiting the complete array, right?
Yes, sir.
Right, Peter? That's what you were doing?
Yeah.
So you were visiting the complete array and you're just comparing it with the next number, right? Now, guys, we can access every element using a for loop or any kind of loop. We can access every element. And we can keep the maximum number with us in a different variable. That is just going to be a single integer variable with us. Right, Peter?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good one, Peter. So guys, how we are going to approach now how we are going to approach questions is like that. You might be understanding it very easily, but computer does not. Computer is very dumb. We need to make computer understand it and give very small logics, okay? Because computer does not know anything. So this is the kind of detail that we are going to add to our logic to create a code. All right. There is no common sense with computer. All right. Everyone gets me? What is the kind of detail required? Did you get a hint, guys? That how to, basically we just developed a logic to calculate the maximum number. But did you guys see that how did we get that logic? at which detail we had to think of it. Before we were thinking that, okay, these are 5 numbers, 91 is the highest. Okay. Why? Because this is the highest, right? But when we got more questions, when we got more numbers with us, we got the enlightenment that yes, we need to think of a logic to do that, right? Because वो हमारे लिए simple था और ये हमारे लिए नहीं simple था. So we also need a logic. So that is the same logic that a computer requires. All right. All right. Thank you, Peter. Thank you for the help. Good one. Good explanation. And guys, just an FYI, Peter explained it really well. Okay. And I expect this kind of explanation from you, even if it's not clear, but he explained every bit of it, whatever he knew or whatever he wanted to add. Okay. Clear? So if you see, he told me that I will keep a number with you now. Now let's find the maximum number here. Fine. Now guys, I can keep a maximum number, integer maximum number as the first. I can believe that it is the first element of the array, first of all. Like Peter said. So what I can do, I can start my journey from first index, everyone, because obviously I already have the first number in hand. And what do I just need to compare two numbers. I just need to compare two numbers. Correct. If max number is less than array of x, this will compare the current element with the maximum number till now. Will it? And if it is, what will I do? If this is true, so I should replace the number, right? So I should replace the number. So guys, does that give the complete logic that Peter told us? Just read this line. Have the first number in hand with you. Keep on move to the next number, that is held by loop. If the current number is greater than the maximum number till now, replace the maximum number. Right, everyone? So when the loop ends, when all the numbers are covered, we'll have the maximum number in hand, and that will be present in the max number variable. Okay, let me run it for you. So guys, is it correct? Is it correct? But when two numbers are equal, Vivek, I give you two numbers, 10 and 10. What is the maximum number? What is the maximum number, Vivek? Does that make a difference, Rajneesh, first 10 or second 10 or? Did I ask you which 10? I just asked you the maximum number, right? Vivek, are you there? So clear of it out, Vivek? Okay. So guys, clear of this code? I hope everyone was able to get this very simple logic. Else, Shiv, else is not necessary, right? You can just write an if. Yes, Nayal.
सर हमने वन मतलब वन क्यों लिया हमने वहाँ पे जीरो क्यों नहीं लिया x के जगह x इक्वल्स टू 1.
देखो आपने फर्स्ट नंबर को ऑलरेडी मैक्स नंबर में डाल दिया. ये देखो ना, मैक्स नंबर की फर्स्ट इनिशियल वैल्यू.
हाँ सर.
तो अगर मैं 0 से स्टार्ट करूंगा, वो खुद को खुद के साथ कंपेयर करेगा?
नहीं सर.
क्यों नहीं? मैक्स नंबर में वैल्यू क्या आएगी? सबसे पहले मैक्स नंबर में वैल्यू क्या आएगी? अरे की इज दैट एन इंडेक्स? 0 आएगी वैल्यू मैक्स नंबर में?
नो सर, आप जो वैल्यू हम डालेंगे
क्या
मतलब 86।
86। सो अब जब ये स्टार्ट करेगा तो ये कंपेयर क्या करेगा? 80 is less than 80. This will be array of 0. Yes or no?
नो सर,
अच्छा, लूप स्टार्ट हुआ आपका। x की इनिशियल वैल्यू क्या है लूप में?
एक्स की इनिशियल वैल्यू 0 है।
0। तो अरे ऑफ x क्या होगा?
एरर ऑफ एक्स, एरर ऑफ 0 86।
करेक्ट। और मैक्स नंबर में भी 86 है क्योंकि वो भी अरे ऑफ 0 था।
हाँ सर, समझा।
So it's going to compare itself. So this is not going to make a difference if you add a 0 or 1 here. Okay?
Okay.
Even you can, this will also work, this will also work, but let's reduce the number of comparisons. Okay?
Okay.
Looks more graceful. Okay? Clear, guys? Clear with this one? I'm sharing this code link with everyone, guys. So just go through this one again. Okay, so we did arrays, we did how to find the maximum, we did a very small logic of finding the maximum number. Okay, and we did how to take the input from the user and initialize the array. Yes, Peter.
Sir, how do you remove a value from the array, sir?
You can't. You can just replace that, but you can't remove a value.
Okay, so like I was actually thinking, like for example, like let us assume that you want to arrange these numbers in descending order.
That we'll do that, Peter. We'll come to that. That's a whole new topic for sorting. I know I've been saying every topic is a new topic, but guys, you guys are very curious and you guys are asking actually questions from different topics. We'll do that, Peter.
All right.
We can replace the values. We just don't need to like replace can work as removing the values. All right. All right, guys. We're done with today's class, guys. I hope something was clear about arrays today. We moved very slow. I hope so. Okay. Yes, Muzamil, I guess I assume that should be the case. Okay. And I hope you're saying this in a positive sense. All right. All right. Saurabh, I have no idea yet. Okay. All right, guys. We are done for today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys. Let's meet tomorrow. Good night. Good night, guys.